Hello YouTube, welcome to this new video. And I know I have not posted in a while and I want to welcome you guys to this new video. Today we are going to be going into a pretty dark topic and we will be going into 3 different cases of people that went missing and were never found again. And this is a pretty, like I said, a pretty dark video, and just remember to respect the people in the story in these cases, because these were real people and should not be taken lightly. Also, I know guys, I'm back after a long time from not uploading, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let's just get straight into it. On February 14, 2000, a young girl named Aisha Degree would pack her bags in the middle of the night and never be seen again, leave her home and never be seen again.
Degree has been going on for more than 25 years, starting when Degree first walked out of her home on February 14th in the year 2000.
But why would a young girl with great grades in school and a good home life just disappear? Aisha Degree was born August 5th, 1990, and was raised by her 2 parents and grew up with her brother in North Carolina. Aisha was known overall for being a great kid growing up. She would always follow the rules of her parents in the school, and everyone around her said she loved to play basketball. While her parents were at work, Aisha and her brother would be watched by their aunts. And why Aisha was at her aunt's, she would have a basketball game and would end up losing the first game of the season. This would really upset her. It was just overall very upset what happened at the game, her loss. But after that, the parents kind of cheered her up, and her brother also played basketball, so they watched that game. Now, on February 13th at 8 p.m., Aisha Degree and her younger brother would be put to bed by their parents. When the power went out, the father of Aisha would go and check on them, check on the 2 kids, and seeing that they were all in bed, everything was okay. But when the parents went to bed, Aisha's brother heard her moving around in the bed. Of course, he just kind of let it off, thinking like she was just changing sleeping positions or having a bad dream or something. And when he fell back asleep, Aisha would wake up, grab her packed bag, and just leave the home.
She went missing under my watch, and I want her brought home under my watch.
Anyone who may have any piece of information, no matter how small, is asked to call those phone numbers. Reporting in Cleveland County.
Now, there was no signs of her wanting to just leave the house. The next morning, everyone was really confused of why she would just up and vanish out of the home. No one said there was no signs of someone breaking into the home or forced entry or anything. She just got up and left. I mean, they looked everywhere for her, trying to seeing if she went to a different family member's house, calling all family, friends, everybody, seeing what happened to her, checking around the area. And when panic mode set in, they decided to get the police involved, like anyone would, and put out Amber Alerts for her and trying their best to get help to find her. In total, 9,000 hours were invested into finding and locating Aisha Degree, with small clues like finding candy wrappers where she was last seen, and finding candy wrappers in sheds and stuff, just places a kid would hide out in a storm. Honestly, she was nowhere to be found at all. Some people tried to come out giving hints about it, like where she could be, but a lot of everything turned out to be like no case involved anything, like no clues about where she could be was not true. Till this day, you can look up on YouTube, just around a week ago, there were more stuff they're really looking for her. And is she alive now? We do not know. And it's very sad what happened, and I give respect to the family that had to go through all this, and the friends of her. And I hope they figure out what happened to her. 2001, after taking out the trash can for the garbage, Jason Jalski would be walking to his old high school to get a drive from a friend so he can go to work for the day. But on his walk there, he went missing. No trace, broad daylight, no one knew what happened to him.
And Jason Jolkowski's family continues to search for answers, hoping someone will come forward with new information.
Now, Jason's childhood and growing up, he was known to be a really quiet kid in high school. Not too many friends. He really liked keeping to himself and just being a little awkward. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, some people don't. That's just how it goes for some people. Just very quiet dude, didn't like talking to people much. He grew up in a pretty nice area. Was a high crime rate at all. And all the people went to high school with him said he was a pretty cool guy. On June 13th of 2001, Jason would go into work early this day, and he decided to walk to his old high school. Because when his car was in a repair shop, he would plan to meet one of his co-workers at the high school so he can get a ride to work. The place Jason worked called to see if he was coming into work because it was strange. He decided to take a walk to work, get a ride from his co-worker. And he was never seen again after the day. And that co-worker, they say it's a co-worker. I couldn't find too much information on it, but pretty sure it's a coworker. That's what they're saying. It's a coworker, old friend, it could be. But after that, he was never seen again. Now, of course, the parents were very worried where Jason could have gone. And what is strange about this case? Now, in the last case I talked about with Aisha, she had little bits of evidence, like she packed her bag and left. They found little pieces of clothes and candy wrappers, all that. No one knows where Jason went. I seen a ton of theories online, and now in today, 25 years later, no one knows where he went. Now, they say there was not much information of what happened. If I don't even think he showed up to the high school. The police think it could have been a kidnapping, someone snatching him. But why would they don't believe someone would be able to grab a 19-year-old man and lure him into a car in broad daylight. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Some people, they think someone else is involved. It could be they got him in the car somehow, or he just decided one day he was going to disappear. But yeah, till this day, no one knows what happened. And I kind of got to keep this case short because there is, like, when I tell you guys, there's no trace of where he went. Our last case, I'm going to be real, this one is pretty dark. Summer Wells would be born to Don and Candace Wells, and they lived in the deep woods of Tennessee. Her family would say Summer Wells was full of life, just overall a good kid, normal kid activities, running around, just having fun, playing with toys, normal. Summer would go missing from her home with no trace of where her parents said she went out to play with her toys and she just disappeared. No one could find her.
It's 2 weeks since 5-year-old Summer Wells disappeared. Here's a timeline of what we know so far.
A day after her disappearance, her parents would call the police. And when the police were searching for Summer, they found a very small trail in the woods with the scent dogs, but they ended up losing the trail, having no clue where the trail went. What made this case a lot harder to solve was she lived, really, I'm telling you guys, Tennessee, in the middle of nowhere. There was neighbors, but they weren't very close. If you guys, I know a few of you, some of you guys live in the city, depending where you live. Some of you guys live in the city, some of you guys live in the country. But yeah, they were deep. What made this case in 2025? I mean, there is still no evidence of where Summer is. Her own parents think she could have been taken by one of the neighbors, which was very strange to me because the parents seemed to really point names. You know, the father, Don, he was like talking about, hey, I used to work with someone who did drugs and he was weird around her. Or there's someone has crimes against children that lives right up the street. Just putting all these things. But the most important thing, she is still nowhere to be found. No one, if there is any updates about the cases, I'll make sure to put them out, talk about them. You know, I have plenty of new videos for the future. And if you guys enjoyed the video, I mean, just leave me a comment. Tell me how I did. Tell me what I need to improve on, and that'll help a lot. So I hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the next video.